Hey everybody, this is Beelit, and this is Injustice 2 Online. This is episode 19, and I've actually got a really special match here. If you've been around for a while, you may or may not recognize this player's name. This is the legend known as Jar from when I was live streaming in Injustice 1. I was playing a bunch of matches with him, and this was, I think, the last match that we had of one of our sets, and I was really impressed by it, by how much he's grown. That as soon as we played that match, I'm like, I gotta save that last match. That match was freaking awesome. And so I saved the last match. I didn't have our full set, but I really wanted to show this because he's come a long freaking way since those days on the live stream, and I'm so proud of him. We played a few other times. He's played Robin, a pretty good Robin. I feel as though Black Canary, the work that he's put in with Black Canary is definitely going to serve him well. It's not that I think his Black Canary is better than his Robin, but I think that Black Canary, once she gets that hit, is better than Robin. And I think it's working for him. I think that Black Canary fits, the kind of play style that, is in his heart. I think he's one of those guys that's about that mix, deep down in his soul. He wants to mix. He played Scorpion, he played Batman. He wants to mix. You got to give the man his mix. And so I think that, I'd like to see him continue down that Robin path, but as far as results go, I think that Black Canary is going to be where it's at for him. So anyway, I wanted to highlight that just because, he hit me one time and I had no idea. And we had played a bunch of other matches at that point too, so there was a little bit of set play going on and trying to block some of that stuff. But it was really impressive. I wish I got more of our sets in, but unfortunately I didn't. But I really wanted to highlight that match because I'm so proud of how far he's come. So here's a little bit of Deadshot. This Deadshot player, part of me gets really upset at stuff like this when someone neuters the character, and I do feel like this is a neutered Deadshot because he's not zoning, and that's the character. All the other stuff is just kind of on top of the zoning. His up close stagger strings and stuff like that. All of that is supposed to complement his zoning. But if you're using that and not the zoning, you're playing a neutered character. And I feel kind of offended because it's like you're going easy on me. And look, I still think the character's BS, but if you're gonna play me, play me. Don't give me the freaking, oh, this is overpowered, so I'm just not gonna do it. If you're gonna play me, freaking play me. So anyway, maybe this is just his approach. Maybe he, really did feel like that was how he was playing was the best way to play the matchup. And if so, cool. That's all fine and dandy. But as I'm playing it, I'm like, why isn't he just freaking zoning me? Like what's he doing here? There's no reason for him to be doing all of this crap. He's working too hard. All of this stuff gets better when it's, backed up by a freaking insane zoning game, and he's going in. It's like he's trying to lose. Anyway, so playing him out here, and I did end up winning. But yeah, this is just one of those things. I kind of feel I have some feelings about it, I guess. It just kind of irks me. But yeah, I think it was still an interesting match. It was still enjoyable to play. But there's just that thing in the back of my mind, like, why is he doing this? So the next match, I really hope that you guys will like some of the matches that I have coming up. This is against a Flash player, as I was playing Brainiac, We played a few games here. They were a pretty good Flash, but there's a Flash player that I'm going to be showcasing in the next set of videos who was much better. And I'm really excited to show that set. And again, not saying that this guy is bad or anything, but the other Flash was doing some really impressive stuff. We had a little bit of, you know, a back and forth kind of mind game going on. The other Flash had setups. They had a much more filled out. Yeah, they had a much more filled out set for how they played Flash. There were a lot fewer holes. There were a lot more ideas for different situations that they were in. It definitely felt like they were far more experienced, far more comfortable playing Flash than this guy was. But I'm still very satisfied with the matches I got out of this guy. But I do think it was actually really helpful to play this guy before I played that other Flash that I'm going to be showcasing a little bit later, because it kind of got me into the mindset of understanding how Flash is going to fight, so I didn't have to come up with all of that against this guy who's hitting me with over 50% combos off of a touch. So it was helpful to kind of have a little bit of a kind of slow start, I guess, for that guy coming up. But one of the things about this matchup, I honestly don't know who this matchup would really favor. As Brainiac, I felt that I technically could fight Flash if it was in the neutral. But once Flash got to a certain range, I was terrified, absolutely freaking terrified, and I felt as though I had no legitimate options, no foolproof plan to deal with him, no kind of, I don't know, just nothing that seemed reliable, everything that just seemed risky, and I felt as though everything that I did hinged on me having a read of what he was doing, and there was not a lot when he got into a closer range, kind of within that back two range. There was not a lot that he had to deal with in a similar way. So yeah, that's how I felt about the matchup, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a future video here. But so far with Brainiac, I kind of like him. I don't know if I want to make him into a secondary character. I'm not really feeling it at this moment. Making him a main character, but as a secondary, sorry, but as a secondary, maybe. I might tinker with him from time to time. He's definitely interesting, and I think that there's a lot of room for me to kind of grow and play a different kind of game than I'm used to with him, while still at the same time being able to play some neutral, and I really like playing neutral. Yeah, I had to break here, no choice, and I'm not actually sure if I'm going to win this one. I guess we're going to find out. But yeah, Brainiac has enough of that kind of neutral footsie presence that I can enjoy playing him, but some mix-up so that it's fun. If you're all footsie, if you're all neutral, a lot of times it's not as fun. You got to give him a little bit of the mix, and Brainiac has a little bit of that, which I'll be trying to experiment with a little bit more. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I greatly appreciate it if you'd support the video. You can do that by leaving a like or sharing it with someone that you think might enjoy it. Thank you very much again for watching, and I will see you guys next time.